Yes, students, till now you have seen the hardware experiments which we will be doing in the laboratory, placing the components on the breadboard and having a power supply, function generators and CRO. So we will be placing the components on the breadboard and we will be checking the output. Now, we have a software provision to run these hardware experiments. That software is called as Multisim. So this is given by the company National Instruments. Therefore, this is called as NI Multisim. This is actually a friendly software for the students. It is an electronic schematic capture and simulation program, which is a part of circuit design programs along with the NI built-in multi-board. So Multisim is one of the circuit design programs to employ the original SPICE-based software simulation. So now several steps in this comprise the overall process of circuit simulation. They include schematic capture, ante you can design the circuit and running this one and having the simulation and seeing the analysis of this output. So Multisim also has built-in options like AC analysis, transient analysis, etc., which can be used in finding the characteristics of circuit, especially the frequency responses of your all kinds of amplifiers. So now how to design in this Multisim? So I will give you certain steps. By note down these steps, you can follow the procedures. First step, you have to open the NI Multisim software shortcut, create a new file. We get a design, we will get that looks like your breadboard, or it is called as a canvas with dots, Place the components from the library and complete the circuit schematic. Now, open the simulate and click on the run button to simulate the circuit and check the output in respective instruments like oscilloscope. Now, stop the simulation and click on analysis to perform various analysis depending on the requirement. So these are the steps actually you have to follow. Now I will show you practically how to select this NI simulation, NI canvas, and then how to place the components, all these things now we will see. So now this is the screen what we will, after clicking NI shortcut, Multisim shortcut, you will get this screen where you can see the dotted lines here. This is called as the design format, or it is called as a canvas, which look like your breadboard, On this, you have to place the components and you have to do the analysis. So now here, we can get the components from the toolbars, which are here. Please see the arrow which is moving. From here, you can get the components, right? Or else just the simple way is drag and drop option is this is the friendly nature of your Multisim actually. So place the cursor on the canvas, right click on it, you will get place on schematic. From there, you will get place component, click on it, you will get a dialog box wherein you will have n number of components which you want to use. So now here, basic, in this group, in this dialog box, you will have group. There you select the basic. In this, you will have the basic components like your resistors, capacitors, inductors, all these things. So now from here, this dialog box, I am selecting my resistor and I'm pressing OK. Now you will get the symbol, drag that one and place at any place and click. That will be placed. Now press escape, escape. Now, if you want to change the value of this resistance, double click on this. You will get a dialog box here. So now resistance R is here. Here you can change the value of your resistance. Whatever the value you want, you change the resistance value, and you can change the name of the resistance also, where go to display, or go to label. Here you can see R1. If you are interested in R1, you put it as R1. Now I want to change it as RS. I have changed it and say OK. You will get that name RS. Right? Now I want 4 to 5 resistances to my circuit. Then you need not go to the place schematic. Just right click on this RS. Say copy here. And now place it and paste. 1, again, paste. 2, again, paste. 3, like this, you can paste n number of resistances. Now, I want to change the values of these resistances. Now, while connecting, I will change the resistance values, and I want to change the directions of these resistances according to my circuit. Therefore, again, what you do is right click on this resistance 90 degrees clockwise, drag this one and put it here. Now again, I am changing this 90 degrees clockwise, drag this one and put it here. Underneath this. Now I am changing the direction of this one also because I want this as my RC. So now I will drag this and I have placed here. Now this is my RC. This also will be in vertical. Therefore, I again click the 90 degrees clockwise. Now I have changed this one. That here. Yes. Now I finished with the resistances. Now I want the capacitances. Again, right click, place component. Which one? Capacitor. So here you will have capacitor and capacitor electrolyte. We have to choose the capacitor electrolyte and say OK. Place the capacitor here besides the resistance, which acts as an input capacitor. And I want another 2 capacitors also. Just I will copy this one and I will paste them at the required place. Now the input capacitance value is 1 microfarad. Therefore, double click here. I will change it as 1 microfarad. Say OK. Right? Then you will get the, and now here output side capacitor is also 1 microfarad. Again, I am trying to change the value. 1 microfarad. My feedback capacitor is 10 microfarad. So I am not changing this value here. Now here I want to place the heart of the circuit. What is the heart of the circuit? Transistor, that is BC107. So again, right click, place on schematic, go to place component. Here you will have the transistors. Go to the group, there you will get this drag window, transistors. There you will have thousands of transistors, but we are interested in BC107. So BC107 you select and say OK. Then you will get the transistor. Place it here, BC107 transistor. And what else I need? I need a ground, I need a power supply. So again, right click, place on the schematic, go to place component, right? Click it. So here at the group, you keep the sources, click the sources, then you will get this. So select signal voltage sources, then you will get the AC source that is used for your input. And I will again go to the sources, right click, place the component. Here I will say take the VCC to the sources window. You have to the right side, you have another window also. From there you can take the VCC sources, like click the power sources, you will get all the sorts of sources. I am interested in VCC, say OK. Then you will get the VCC, place it. Again, I need ground, right? Ground is here. Okay, place it here. While placing itself, you have to place them neatly. How actually the ladies will be doing rangoli very neatly. The same manner you have to place your components on the canvas. Anyway, we can drag and drop, so we will keep it somewhere at the Narapalli, somewhere at the Medipatnam, and then we can't drag them. So according to the given diagram, you have to place your components neatly. Then you have to join with the wire. Right. Now what I'm doing next step is I'm changing the values and the names of all these resistances. First, I'm changing the value of my voltage, input voltage. I have given 50 millivolts. Right. So I will change it. Say okay. Right. RS, this name 1K. This is C1S. Right. I'm satisfied with that name. 1 microfarads. I kept it like that only. Now this is called as R1, the biasing resistor, and the value of biasing resistor is 4.7K. 4.7K. Say okay. Right, R1. Now I want to change the name of this. Go here, R2. And what is the value of this? This is 4.7K. So now I want to change the value. I am changing the value here, 4.7K. Say okay. Yes, biasing resistance are over. Now come to VCC. I have taken the VCC of 12 volts. So 12, okay, right, satisfied. Now come to the case of this one resistor. That name is RC. We have kept it as RC. So I will use that thing only, RC. The value of my RC is 10K. So here I want to change the name 10K. Say okay. So RE, this is RE. RE, the value of my RE is 2.2K. 2.2K. Say okay. So now I have set the names and I have set. Now I want to change the name of this one also. Why to leave this one? So I will change this as CE. Right, now I am satisfied. Now what I want to do, I have to develop the relationship between all these things, right? So how to do this one, the relationship? I will connect them with a wire. So wire you can get from the toolbox wire, or else you can get it from directly also. So now what I am doing, my voltage source, I am connecting it to RS. From RS, I am connecting it to the capacitor. You will get a dot stating that wire is there. And from this capacitor, I am connecting it to the transistor. I am connecting it to the transistor. So now connect it to the transistor. It will attach. If your connection is perfect, it will attach by its own. You need not worry how to drag and all those things, right? So now R1, don't connect R1 and R2 directly. Drag the line from R1, stop, take a pass there. You will get a dot. That is a nodal point. From there again come to the R2. Then you will develop a node. For self-bias, R1 and R2 are in parallel. Therefore, you should get a node point there, right? So now from R1, I am joining it to the VCC. From R2, I am joining it to the ground. And my RC is connected to the VCC and the transistor. Right? So now my RE is there. That is also connected to the emitter of the transistor, and another end is connected to the ground. I am left with my CE. So CE, one end is connected to the, now I will rotate this also. Now the positive is connected to the RE, and this one is connected to the ground, right? So now output capacitor is there. One end of the positive end should go to the RC because we are collecting the output from RC, ICRC. And next, the other end of the capacitor, the output should be seen on the CRO, right? So how to see the output on the CR. So now come to the extreme right side. You can see a toolbar on your right side with having all sorts of meters, function generators, and oscilloscope. If you go on seeing here, the fourth one, you will have an oscilloscope. Double click it, you will get the oscilloscope. Get that oscilloscope. On the oscilloscope, you have two channels, A and B. A will have two lines, right? So first line is given to the input positive. The second line of channel A is given to the ground. Right? Now B is used for output. So the positive is given to the capacitor, output capacitor, and the negative line is given to the ground. There ends the arrangement of the circuit. Now what we have to do? We have to run this circuit and we have to see the output. Output means for any amplifier, if you give small input, you should see the large output. So I have given 50 millivolts input. Now I should get at least in volts the output. So here you will have, see my arrow please. Now you will have a green sleeping triangle, green sleeping triangle. You can press on it, then it will run. Or else go to simulate. There also you will have run. You can press that run. Now your circuit have been running simulated. Now stop this one, right? And double click on the CRO. Simulate, double click on the CRO. You should get the output. So before that, we have to set the channel A and channel B. In the channel A, you have given input as 50 millivolts. The same thing it should resemble that. And I am not touching channel B because I should get in volts. I am satisfied with that value. I am not touching that scale at all. So now come to the time base. Please follow my arrow. Time base. And now adjust this time base to 2 milliseconds. Then we can see the waveform clearly. Now in the channel A, I am changing the Y position of the wave, output waveform or input waveform. You can change like this. So you can differentiate your waveforms, whether it is an input or whether it is an output, right? So now this is how you have to simulate here. Yes. So now simulate, double click on the CRO. Now you see the two waves, right? So how to decide, madam, which wave is input and which wave is output? You have two channels with you, channel A, channel B. So now channel A, come to the Y position. You use these arrows. You can change the position of your wave. If your wave is changing, then you can decide that is your input. That is your 50 millivolts. Now come to the channel B. Now you please change the Y position, send them to the top. Now it is your output, it is moving. Now if you see, I have given the input in millivolts and my output is 5 volts. This is definitely an amplification. Yes, right. Now you got the output. Now what I have to check? I have to check the frequency response of my wave. This is the confirmation of amplification of the amplifier. Now I have to confirm with the frequency response, and from there I have to calculate the bandwidth. So what we have to do? Close this window, stop the simulation by pressing the red square button. Go to simulate. You pause like this and you will get an analysis. From there, go to AC analysis. You will get a window there. Don't change any parameter. Just come to the vertical scale. Change this as decibel because all the gains are expressed in decibels. Then go to output. You will have a output here, a terminology. Click that one. You will get the windows. There you say add expression. Then you will get in terms of currents and voltages. Now, what is the gain formula? Output voltage by input voltage. Then how to give that parameters means I will tell you once again. Go back to the circuit diagram. Now here, see the circuit diagram. The output is connected to the B terminal of the oscillator. That is your output. Note down the number of that wire, 6. And come to the A of your oscilloscope. That wire is going to input. Note down that number. It is 1. So this is output line and this is input line. So output by input means V6 by V1. V6 channel kaadu. So now go to simulate analysis, AC analysis. So change it as decibel. Go to output, add expression. So now here you have variables, all variables. In that drag, you will see your variables in terms of voltages V1, V2, V3, V4, whichever you want, you select it. I want V6. So double click V6 and next window you will have divide symbol, double click it. Again divided by whatever the things you are typing there, you will see in here in the expression line. You can cross check it. Divided by V1. Say okay. You will get that expression in the selected variables for analysis window. Now say simulate. You will get a big window where you see the frequency response curve. Frequency response curve, right? So in this toolbar, go to cursor. Go to cursor. Show cursors. Press show cursors. Then you will get 2 cursors here, lines with the arrow. One is written as 1, another one is written as 2. So you have 2 cursors with you. Now what you do is right click on the cursor, go to next Y max, means it is showing your maximum gain in dB. Gain cursor, which cursor that is? 2. It is written as 2. So in this dialog box, white one, you check Y2. What is the value of Y2? 36.37. That is the maximum gain of your common emitter amplifier, right? So now here take the another cursor and go to max, right? Or else you can keep it there only and you can go to the cursors, press on the second cursor, set Y value to the right side. Arrow is facing the right. So minus 3 dB value should be given here. Minus 3 dB means maximum gain minus 3. Maximum gain is 36.37. If you have any doubt, it will be showing in your dialog box also. From there, you can change it as minus 3 dB. Say OK. The cursor is set. Again, go to the first cursor, set Y value. The arrow is facing the left side. There again, you set 33.3. Say OK. Now you have to check your bandwidth. How to check the bandwidth? Now in the window you have dx, that is the difference of your x-axis value, x2 minus x1, f2 minus f1, that is your dx. So straight away you take the value of dx 1.1576 megahertz. That is your bandwidth of the common emitter amplifier. Again, I will repeat the steps. How to check the maximum gain in dB, how to take the minus 3 dB gain, and how to calculate the bandwidth. So once again, I will set my cursor to the initial positions. Now click on the one of the cursor, go to next Y max. It's enough. It will give you the Y2 value. Take the Y2 value. That is your maximum gain. So 36.37 is the maximum gain. Now I want to do minus 3 dB. By setting it, I want to find out F2 and F1. So second cursor, place on the second cursor. Right click, go to next Y max, right arrow. Head is placing right side. Click it. Right, you will get a value. You have to set a value on this. And again, click on the first one, go to next Y max. You have to give the value for this. Set You have to set it. Or else set Y value. You can set it. So 33.3. First arrow, it will set. On second arrow, set Y value 33.3. Okay. So now this is F1. The green cursor is F1, yellow cursor is F2. So F2 minus F1 is given by dx here in the white window. Dx is equals to 1.176 megahertz. This is how you calculate, and in your record you have to write these values. Take a printout of this and put it as a result. Okay. How to take this printout? Here on keyboard you have print screen button. Press that one and take this and copy it in the Paint, and from there save it, and from there you have to take the output. This is about the multi-sim software and how to perform an experiment on multi-sim. For that, I have given you a common emitter amplifier as an example. Okay, bye guys.